you're driving and you've been stopped by the police, or you're on the sidewalk, you've been stopped by the police and they're asking you questions and it's apparent that they're going to place you under arrest. Can you legally ask for a supervisor in this situation? You detect the tone is off, it's a rude confrontation and you don't like what's going on. And is it really going to help you even if the supervisor comes at or asking those questions? Is that going to help you? That's a great question. I'm going to break it down today. And on our YouTube channel, Kruse Law YouTube channel, we break down commonly asked legal questions in a kind of plain and simple language for lay people. And this is a good one. So can you legally ask for a supervisor when you've been stopped by the police? So the quick answer is yes, you can do that, but the police have absolutely no obligation to bring a supervisor to the scene or introduce you to a supervisor at the police station. So in that situation, which is fraught with difficulty, or there's rudeness going on and a tone, etc., that might actually escalate. The officer might get worse. So, I mean, the idea might be to de-escalate this situation. What you can do, and that's up to you whether you want to do that, but I'm not so sure I would ask for a supervisor when I'm dealing with a rude officer because it might just make the situation worse. Certainly at the police station, it's easier to provide a supervisor. They might do that if you're already at the front desk and asking to speak to a supervisor. By the way, usually when you're processed, you're going to speak to a desk sergeant about it anyway after you've been placed under arrest. So that's what goes on. Now, in a vehicle situation on a stop, when you're stopped, you do have to produce your license, registration, identify yourself. You don't have to answer any questions really of the police. So your whole goal is to de-escalate a situation, be very polite, be cooperative in producing that, but you don't have to answer any questions. And if you're starting right off by saying, can I speak to your supervisor? Well, it sets kind of a bad tone. If there's no rudeness, why would you do that? If there is rudeness and tone, you've got to be careful too, because is that going to set this particularly egregious bad cop off even worse? Well, you got to use your head in these situations, right? I'm not so sure that I would be asking for a supervisor under either situation. If I was at the police station, I'm being dealt rudely and the supervisor's there, you might ask, I suppose, but just be polite, be calm in these situations. Don't escalate, don't have tone. If you're like that with 99.9% of police officers, let's face it, they're not going to be dealing with you really rudely. I mean, they might be slightly aggressive in their tone or whatnot, but for the most part, they're doing the job. Have I seen police who've been rude and crude and socially obnoxious and unacceptable behavior? Have I even seen police being violent? Yes, on occasion, but that's the rarity, okay? But in Canada, no, there's absolutely no obligation for them to produce a supervisor for you. You can legally ask, that's your right. Maybe it might de-escalate a situation, but I'm concerned that it's going to escalate the situation even further. I want to speak to your supervisor, because that's how a lot of people come across, right? They're not going, oh, can I bring a supervisor to the scene? Well, why are you starting off with that? Just start off with shutting up, number one, producing your license. You have a right to speak to a lawyer. You have a right to counsel. If you're placed under arrest, you have a right to hear. They're going to tell you what you're arrested for. Speak to the lawyer, get the legal advice, and shut up. And asking for a supervisor, I don't know how that's going to help you much, but are you allowed to do it? Sure you are. So here's the takeaway from the video. When you're dealing with the police, be polite. You don't have to answer questions, but you should be polite to them, whatever you do say. Ask them if you're free to go. If you're being detained and free to go. If they place you under arrest, shut up. Speak to your lawyer. They're going to tell you to shut up too. Give the breath samples if you've been, on a breath demand. But ultimately, I don't know where asking for a police supervisor is going to get you anywhere. Are you really going to dissuade a rude, crude, and socially unacceptable officer from treating you better if you say, I demand to speak to your police officer, or even if you say, I'd like to speak to your police officer? I think you should try and de-escalate the situation, and most people can do that, and you'll do that with most officers just by being quiet, polite, let them do their job, and shut up. So there you have it. If you have enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you for watching our video. We are absolutely committed to bringing you the best possible criminal and DUI educational videos. If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you've been charged with a criminal offense in Ontario and require our services, please click on the link in the description below.